16-year-old Miranda Brison has been missing since January 13, 2019. The teen left her Moreno Valley, California home that day after telling her family that she was going to spend the day with a male friend from school. Miranda never returned home that evening and has not been seen or heard from again. The male friend, who was later identified as 18-year-old Owen Shover, stated that he dropped Miranda off at Moreno Valley Community Park between 6 and 6:30 p.m. However, investigators looked at footage of the park, and Miranda was not seen at any point that day. Additionally, the male friend said that he saw Miranda get into a 4-door gray sedan. Miranda's family reportedly does not know anybody with a car of that description, and said car was not seen on the park's surveillance footage either. According to Miranda's brother, her Snapchat map feature placed her phone at a completely different location on the evening of January 13th. A female friend reportedly told Miranda's family that she noticed Miranda's Snapchat was showing her in Rubidoux that evening. When the friend texted Miranda to ask what she was doing there, Miranda's phone was abruptly shut off. The phone has not been turned on again. The investigation into Miranda's disappearance has picked up quickly. Moreno Valley police began investigating a day after she was last seen. Shortly thereafter, the FBI and Riverside County Sheriff's Human Trafficking Task Force have joined the search. Investigators did not initially reveal the name of the male friend Miranda was last seen with, but it was clear from the very beginning that Miranda's family is suspicious of his story. A few weeks later, the male friend was identified. Two brothers named Gary Shover, 21, and Owen Shover, 18, were arrested and charged with Miranda's murder. At that point, Owen was identified as the friend who told police that he dropped Miranda off at Moreno Valley Community Park the day she was last seen. At this time, investigators have not released a motive and Miranda's body has still not been found. The FBI has made it clear that the investigation is still ongoing, and they are still encouraging anybody with information to contact them. Nicole Fitz, a 32-year-old single mother, was struggling to financially stay afloat in the expensive city of San Francisco, California. In April 2016, she was working double shifts at Best Buy to be able to support herself and her daughter, Ariana. However, money was still extremely tight and Nicole had difficulty paying for childcare and a stable place to live. She relied on a friend of hers by the name of Helena Hearn to babysit while she worked long hours. Helena's sister Silo also was known to care for the child. Nicole often left Ariana with the two women for short periods of time while she worked or searched for a place to live. Nicole put a lot of trust into these women. By a wonderful stroke of luck, a co-worker at Best Buy offered to let her and Ariana move in. The home was very close to where they worked and would be perfect for Nicole. She was extremely excited about the prospect and was planning to pick up Ariana from the babysitters permanently. Now, I am unsure when the trouble began, but eventually the sisters started to refuse Nicole access to her daughter and even took her to Disneyland without Nicole's permission or knowing. This of course infuriated Nicole. According to her new roommate, Goyette Williams, Nicole planned to pick her daughter up the night she disappeared, which was April 1, 2016. On the night of her disappearance, Nicole withdrew $600 from ATM and told Goyette she was on her way to meet Helena at a restaurant. Nicole claimed to Goyette that Helena sounded extremely upset. Nicole said she'd only be gone 5 minutes. This is the last time anyone saw her alive. Goyette claims she received a text message from Nicole at 12:45 a.m. on April 2nd, saying she was driving out to Fresno with her undetermined man by the name of Sam. Nicole had never once mentioned this person before, nor did she answer her roommate when asked how she was getting there. Nicole never returned home and never came into work. Concerned friends and family contacted authorities to report her missing on April 5, 2016. On April 8, 2016, Nicole's body was discovered in a shallow grave in John McLaren Park, which is in San Francisco. Her body was located close to a children's playground, underneath a piece of plywood with a strange symbol spray painted on it. I will provide a photo of it below. Authorities claim Helena and Silo have been extremely uncooperative with the investigation, and it should be noted that Helena served a 6-year prison sentence for killing the father of her children. They have not been named as suspects. With all of this being said, who murdered Nicole and where is Ariana? 28-year-old Christopher Silva left his San Diego, California home on February 12, 2015, after telling his friends that he was going to hike along the Pacific Crest Trail. Christopher was an avid hiker and outdoorsman, so this did not seem unusual to anyone close to him. 4 days after he left, on February 16, 2015, Christopher called his roommate and asked him to meet him at a Buddhist temple located on Chihuahua Road the following day. Christopher's roommate showed up at the temple at the agreed upon time the next day, but Christopher was nowhere to be found. After waiting for a bit, the roommate decided to return home. Initially, the roommate was not worried, he just assumed that Christopher decided not to go to the temple after all. However, shortly thereafter, other hikers on the Pacific Crest Trail found Christopher's identification, sleeping bag, backpack and other belongings lying in an open area near the temple. There was no sign of Christopher anywhere nearby, and he has not been seen or heard from again. Christopher's mother describes him as an experienced hiker and has said that it is uncharacteristic for him to go hiking alone and leave all of his gear behind. An extensive search of the area turned up no clues to his whereabouts. Christopher's family is hoping to find answers about what happened to him, and his case is still open. If you have any information that could lead to Christopher's whereabouts, please contact the San Diego County Sheriff's Department at 858-974-2143. Desiree Thompson, 30, vanished under suspicious circumstances on January 7, 2012. She was last seen that evening after a frightening incident with her estranged ex-husband, Edward Face Gibson III, pictured below. There were reportedly several instances of domestic violence and encounters with the police throughout Desiree's relationship with Gibson. On the night of her disappearance, Gibson showed up at Desiree's home in California City, California unannounced. When Desiree answered the door, Gibson pointed a shotgun at her face. It appears that no shots were actually fired at that time, as Desiree was seen alive just a few hours after that incident. After that last sighting, she was never seen or heard from again. Desiree is the niece of songwriter/producer Kenneth Howard Smith, who is most famously known for his work on Motown and D-Town Records. Smith has reportedly used his numerous resources to help spread awareness about Desiree's disappearance, but unfortunately very few leads and clues have turned up. Investigators have also been searching for Gibson, who also vanished on the evening of Desiree's disappearance, and it is believed that he is on the run. Gibson is wanted on charges of burglary, domestic violence, violating a court order, brandishing a firearm, and possessing a firearm as a felon. Additionally, Gibson remains the only person of interest/suspect in Desiree's case. Gibson is described as 6'3" and approximately 200 pounds. Investigators warn that he may be armed and dangerous. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is urged to contact authorities. If you have any other information that could lead to Desiree's whereabouts, please go here to submit an anonymous tip. Authorities are asking for the public's help in locating a missing California mom who vanished after leaving for what she called a pandemic road trip, according to her family. Erica Lloyd, 37 of Walnut Creek, California, disappeared more than a month ago after embarking on a 7-hour drive to Joshua Tree National Park on June the 14th. Family members said they lost contact with her 2 days later. Authorities located her black Honda Accord, abandoned and damaged, that same day near Twenty Palms, a city located in the southern Mojave Desert, about 500 miles from her hometown and not far from her vacation destination. The front and back windshields of Lloyd's car were broken, but police said there were no signs of foul play at the scene. "We both feel like that she could still be out here, she could be with people, somebody could have taken her in," her father, Wayne Lloyd, told ABC affiliate Kesk. "We are hopeful as of this time the sheriff's department hasn't seen anything negative." Nathan Lewis, a ranger at the Joshua Tree Park where the vehicle was found, said it's unclear if Lloyd had camped there before she disappeared. When the vehicle was noticed inside of the campgrounds, there was no camping equipment directly associated with or in the vicinity of it, Lewis told Kesk. "So we can't confirm or deny that the individual camped or stayed in the park. They said she took the trip to help get her mind off the ongoing pandemic. She seemed like she was fine," her mother Ruth Lloyd told Kesk. Being in lockdown for almost 3 months, not being able to work, and she was trying to homeschool her son, it was starting to get to her, the pressure and not having any income. She said she fears that her daughter may have gotten into an accident and became disoriented. "We don't know if she had some memory loss when she got hit by the airbag," Ruth Lloyd said. "Maybe she doesn't know who she is, we don't know, we aren't sure about her mental state." Ruth Lloyd said she's been helping to care for her daughter's 12-year-old son, who hasn't stopped asking about her since she left. "Are you calling about my mom? Are you talking to people? Wayne would say, yeah, we are trying to find your mom. So he misses her, Ruth Lloyd said. We know we are not the only family that has gone through this. The family said it's working with Doug Billings, a cave and mine expert, who helped locate the body of 19-year-old Erin Corwin in a mine near Joshua Tree in 2014. In this case, I know the area particularly from the Erin Corwin search, said Doug Billings. But it's the same general area, just a little less isolated than Erin's case. We hiked up and down the washes and canyons that are at the foothill of the mountains there, he added. Police said anyone with information on Lloyd's whereabouts should contact the Walnut Creek Police Department or the Morongo Basin California Highway Patrol Office, which is investigating the case.